are a genre that I absolutely love, and I would play more of if I could get a good audience for it, and I can't. Like people just won't stick around for it. They say it's too boring. They can't stand it, even though I love it. I've ever done, like Final Fantasy VI and Chrono Trigger. Those are throwback playthroughs of those games, and not being able to get an audience for it, it pisses me off. It does. It's disappointing. And then Crimson Desert, a game that I've expressed multiple times why I just don't think it's a great game, but I understand why people like it. And I keep playing it. And every time I play it, I get more frustrated with it. I just had enough.
Suffer, Philip.
I really wish yesterday I just done all retro fighters because now what's happened is I played it for an hour, and now I'm craving more, and now I'm not going to get to play them for a long time. Like, I'm not. I have new games to cover and things to juggle and stuff. I'm not going to get to play classic fighting games again. So now I'm just going to have that craving and I can't satiate, right?
Sure, Phil. Sure. You could just play the game, but whatever. I didn't explain this on the first stream. I'm calling Ruby a man because she responded to this tweet. I thought this was hilarious. If you're a guy online who's in any way autistic or just generally social awkward, you have to watch what you post. And here's Ruby. Yup, I covered locales and mental health on my channel for a couple years, and I've seen many gang stalk. What? What is she talking about? She just had to insert herself into some bullshit. He said, if you're a guy online, I don't know. She agrees with this guy. I can't decipher all the autism. So she's a man. If you're a guy online, Ruby said, "Yup, I agree," because she knows this from firsthand. That means she's a man. Debunked, proven, point blank, period. Alright, before I get into the Candace Owens clips, I'm gonna hash this egg. I'm gonna hash this egg. Call me goated. It's a regular bacon. Alright, Ruby. Let's react to the Candace Owens clips, Ruby, that you put together for us so graciously, madam.
Quantifiable ways to Edward, but their relationship to me is retarded and stupid and toxic.
The Candace
and
Owens
online,
clips.
and I have no place
Madam.
to judge
No.
because I literally did that
No.
6 months ago. So
I want the clips, please. I don't care about Edward or Monty. I want the clip. Yes.
Jumped in, and this was the reason that we were given via her interview with Jesse Waters. Take a listen.
Do you feel safe?
I do. What are they going to threaten me with? Going to heaven sooner to be with my husband. And I don't say that to be reckless. I do not. I do not say that because I'm out in the streets. Like, here I am.
I think it's not contradictory to acknowledge the peace of God and willingness to meet your maker to the point where you will put yourself out there despite the risks, while also not.
She didn't do that. She said she didn't show up to the event because she was getting death threats. So she's not meeting her maker. If the death threats are real, she wouldn't be scared, right? Because she said, "Oh, I'm just gonna be closer to Charlie." She didn't do that. She didn't say that. So her train of thought's already wrong. Go ahead, Ruby.
Being a fucking idiot and walking into a dumb situation when there's credible threats. That doesn't contradict.
Right. But you're letting the situation, you're letting the threats, like, stop you from exercising your freedom of speech. She said she was safe, though. She felt safe. So even credible threats wouldn't make me unsafe. It does contradict. You're definitely backpedaling on what you said. It's just proof these people don't believe in what they say. Look how crazy she looks. I like that still. I like that one.
But let's hear this bit.
Find me, and it's not at all. It's a fearlessness that's rooted in the understanding that I will have my day and my time, whenever that is. When the Lord knows that it's I've completed my mission.
Right? But look, she's saying all this now, but then she avoided the event because she was scared somebody might take her out. So she doesn't believe what she's saying now. But Ruby doesn't understand that.
And I'm not afraid. Charlie wasn't afraid either. We never lived in fear. If we did, we wouldn't get anything done. And I can't help
Just like how the event didn't get done because she was living in fear and she didn't show up to the event. Right.
run alongside this mission of Turning Point USA and raise my babies with fear. I can't. That's not a life to live for anybody.
So that was in her godly.
They confirmed there was no threats. I mean, I'm open to hearing that, but
I'm sure there wasn't a threat, to be honest with you, because who's threatening Charlie or Erica Kirk? Who? Why?
even if it ended up not being like as serious.
All right, so here we go. Here we go. So even if the threat isn't a credible threat, right now she's like, well, even if it's a fake threat, it's okay for you to hide your opinions and run in fear of a fake threat, right?
As they initially thought, doesn't mean that in that moment they made a judgment call. Like, you should trust in God and not fear death while also having discernment, you know? Like, I don't know. People struggle.
You do struggle, Ruby. You do
Than
struggle.
thou era, right? When we had, like I said, normal concerns, like, hey, wouldn't you be kind of scared for your kid? You're doing a lot, right? No, Erica is on fire for the Lord, and that's why you don't understand it. It's supernatural because the Lord is giving her this courage. So I'm just asking the common sense question.
So here's the thing too, and it's also this: she goes ahead, takes something, and then, what's the most unflattering angle I could totally describe their intentions as being? Let me just make up how I perceive things and how I feel put down when someone else talks about God or dares to have any confidence. Come the fuck on, bish. I don't see that. And even if the worst of the worst was true, I still don't think she would deserve millions of people fucking gang stalking her. Bro.
Who's gang stalking her?
Now.
What does that
What
mean?
changed 7 months on?
Erica
What was
Kirk
the
is a
threat
psychopath.
that Erica endured?
Her chat don't even believe it. Her chat don't even agree with her. That's the best part. That's actually the best part. Her chat don't even fuck
was
with her.
so
Her
severe
opinion.
7 months later that she had to last minute cancel an event with the number 2 man of this great nation. What threat could be so severe that she didn't even trust that the Secret Service, right? The nation's Secret Service, so the vice president, he just got back doing negotiations with Iran overseas. It has got to be a pretty good Secret Service. She did not feel that even they could alleviate it. Well, we can always rely on Andrew Colbert to further illuminate matters on Fox News. Take a listen.
True.
It was a really unfortunate experience for me too, just to have to watch that very difficult decision get made, which I think is the first time that we've ever had to make that decision in Turning Point history. But everything that happened with Charlie, obviously his assassination, we're still, grieving that. And you saw what happened with Savannah Hernandez, one of our TPUSA Frontlines reporters in Minneapolis. And to see the security team, tell us, we cannot guarantee your safety. We recommend that you don't do this. Was a really chilling moment for all of us to kind of have to internalize and experience and realize that Erica Kirk is, her children are one parent away from being orphans. And sometimes you just have to say, listen, right now, what's most important is your safety, is your security, and your children, your family. Let your team handle this. Let us do what we can do. And so, I obviously was horrified at the reason why, but I was honored to stand in and pinch hit for Erica last night.
No,
and
but
I was grateful for
gang stalking and threats are. I don't recall saying that questions are gang stalking, but I appreciate the contribution.
So what are they supposed to? This is crazy. All Candice is doing is questioning, and then because she's questioning, people are apparently going crazy and gang stalking. You can't. Candice isn't gonna be able to control millions of people. She has so many people watching her. Say, Ruby's like, oh, look at this poor little victim. Everybody's a poor little victim to you. Look, that's so. So what did Candice do? That's what she did. Like Candice isn't gang stalking her, freak. She's psychopath.
I don't know.
The vice president to that we didn't have to ultimately cancel the entire event. He was willing to do it with me, and it was very gracious of it.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm just getting whiplash. I
I'm
feel
saying,
like that's what we were saying. Like, what could be more important than being home with your children when she was just all on the book tour and Shabbat? And we were just told, no, she's a brave soul. This is what she wants to do.
Like I said, no dog in this fight. If anything, my dog was Candice, and my fight is I broadly disagree with Republicans in general.
and so she just goes back and forth. She just flip flops all over the place, bro. What's the point of you? What's your purpose, Neil? It's like, so, why do you expect to be taken seriously when you're like, well, my dog in the fight was Candace, but nobody, what? But I don't agree with any of them.
Turning Point USA.
What do you want?
Okay. But I just have not seen anything that, to me, justifies this insane, like, hateful fixation that Candice has over her, where she takes every little. She said that.
What hateful fixation?
Erica Kirk was
She's
a
grifting.
lesbian predator.
Where's that clip? Why didn't you lead with that clip?
Where it was a joke with some other people where they would like trade.
But that's not the clip you're showing, man. Like, is she this dumb or stupid? Like, that's not the clip you're showing. It's like, if you're gonna talk about that, why not talk about that clip? Pull up that clip first. What are we listening to right now? We're listening to Candace actually destroy Erica Kirk and be like, look, she's flipping on her values. She doesn't believe the shit she's saying. Why is she the face of TPUSA? It's like, how did Charlie get assassinated? Right? She's asking questions. And she's getting popular for asking questions, and you're trying to say she's like, you're not making sense. So, you're not making sense.
To outdo each other in cheesy compliments. But have you seen the episode of The Pastors at TP? Lots of them former military arms dealers. Charlie would be horrified.
She doesn't care. Look, she doesn't care. She doesn't actually care. Right? And I'm sure that's Erica Kirk's doing, adding these people in who Charlie wouldn't approve of, right? But she doesn't care. She's like, I don't know. Who cares? Who cares?
Racist actors.
Like, why have a conversation about that?
Why did she keep the kids with a nanny and not Charlie Kirk's parents? I don't know the like deep family context, you know. Like I said, my stance on this is that I think the mass harassment and disgusting threats towards her and this level of hatred and
that Candice is not doing or supporting, I'm sure of that. I have yet to see a clip where Candice goes like, guys, go attack Erica Kirk. Guys, get out there and start gang stalking Erica Kirk. I have yet to see that. I see her question, and you might connect that to her rhetoric, whatever harassment you allege Erica Kirk is getting. You might attribute that to Candace, but people in the real world don't and see it differently. Like you in your delusion world, you don't you can't see it. Right? You just see what you want to see, and you think you can trick us to believe in your bullshit.
like diabolical fucking obsession towards her is disturbing to me. Does that mean I agree with her
She's
leadership? Does that mean
disturbed.
I thought it was normal, her videos with the husband and all that weird shit? That's like, no. But I do believe that she's a grieving widow, and it's really wild to me that people.
There's not a single person who's endorsing harassment or gang stalking on Erica Kirk. But here's Ruby to fight that person, to fight that straw man. Ruby loves fighting straw men, bro, because it's the only type of person she can beat.
Can't comprehend that, you know? Roopstar, your rhetoric doesn't seem to be of a person with religious enlightenment. Well, I mean, I'm on my journey. I'm not enlightened on shit.
She doesn't know.
And my rhetoric is that I don't think it's cool to harass the grieving widow. I don't see how that you know. I don't really know. I don't follow. Maybe you can elaborate. Lesbian predator. No. It's all very elitist and weird. How many private jets do they need? LOL.
She's elitist.
Oh, don't be mean to Boy Blue. We love Boy Blue.
And the worst thing was she would be reunited with Charlie, and now it's so bad that it's requiring a level of Hasbro, right? They're even going to bring in their Hasbro friends over at the Daily Wire to further substantiate the matter, because people are going, this feels weird. What could be so much of a threat that
that's not
they just
true.
let the VP?
And I know that for a fact because when I lost my brother, you know, and he was notable for being like a poet in the music scene and knew a lot of people. There were some local articles that wanted to ask about him, and we were happy to honor his memory and draw attention to a situation where we didn't know if we were going to get justice without any kind of public pressure against an institution that typically gets away with murder.
Vice President of the United States carry on with the event. The people are noticing this doesn't sound right to us.
And it's like, everyone grieves differently, you know? And same too, like
everybody grieves differently.
Shut down. I don't even really want to.
Now it's everybody agrees differently. So she's allowed to have suspicious behavior, bad behavior for the rest of her life because she's grieving forever. Okay.
And so, since Charlie's passing, the Daily Wire, you will note, always has the inside scoop on what's going on with Erica Kirk for some reason. And here's what they said on Twitter. They said, regarding the threats to Erica Kirk,
she should
that
be
prevented
doing
her
this.
from
She
attending.
should be doing that. She's doing this.
Oh my gosh.
But it just.
What happened? Oh no. Did they take away my premium? No. It's here. It's downloaded. I don't know why it loaded like that.
I don't know. It's this thing people do where they're like, wait, I wouldn't do that. Therefore, they're evil. Therefore, they don't actually grieve because they're doing it differently than how I would. I don't, sorry. What's up, Freeside? It's insane, especially a book tour in less than 2 months later. I mean, I am much more outraged by fucking Candice's disgusting, tactless coverage of the situation. Like I said. And also, some people throw the.
What the fuck? Oh no. Oh, I actually have no clue why it's loaded like that. Because it's downloaded. Unless that's in the actual video.
Themselves into work. You know, I know it helped my mom to be involved in local mental health nonprofits. And she's a machine, you know, she can work. And that helped her get through some of the hardest times. And she also, you know, can pull herself together, you know, but it's like, I don't know. It's okay. The morning woman's cringe. Okay. That's not even.
Today's events with Vice President Vance, a TPUSA official tells me that their security had been monitoring the situation in the days leading up to today's event. People were doxing her travel location and trying to track her arrival and departure, I'm told. And there were multiple direct threats against Erica specifically. This ultimately led to her security's assessment that they could not guarantee her safety. The event venue itself was fine, especially once VP was on site, but it was the travel portion that was the chief concern, the official tells the Daily Wire.
This is crazy.
Her children are one parent away from being orphaned.
Oh, this ain't even. This isn't just crazy. It's annoying. Why is this doing this now? I don't even know what to do. I don't even know what to
And so
do.
we take the securities assessments and advice seriously. Okay, so a couple things right off the bat wrong with that. Erica now worried about her kids. Yeah. Okay. This feels like a level of propaganda that they have.
The mom cares about her kids. Propaganda. It's things like this that make me think that Candice might be like some kind of psychopath. Okay, because there's just like
Psychopath.
this total like dehumanizing of it just doesn't, it's just seems very sick to me. I could understand if she had a contract to do a book tour, but it's
What was the dehumanizing part? I missed it.
all underneath nonsense that Erica does that make us extremely sus. And people can be sus, you know, and people can have questions. It's just, it's the
Okay, but then Candace Owens has questions. Erica Kirk is sus. Now what?
gang stalking, the death threats, and the
Who's gang stalking her? She's making it sound like Eric. She's making it sound like Candace Owens sent death threats. This Candace Owens is gang stalking her. That's just not true. In your delusional world, that's just not. That's what's happening. Look, not in the real world.
amount of hate, like genuine hatred. People who've never met this woman have genuine hatred. I've seen too many ex accounts.
Like how you hated Charlie Kirk, and you never met Charlie Kirk, or how you have this hate bonus for Candace, and you never met Candace. Is it something similar like that?
Accounts of these miserable fucking bitches who all they do is tweet about.
She's miserable.
I don't like it, you know. But like I said, don't have a dog in this fight. And I'm open to
But
seeing.
now she doesn't have a
you know,
dog. She has all these opinions. She knows who's right and who's wrong, but she doesn't have a dog in the fight. Okay.
oh, maybe she is a criminal mastermind, lesbian predator.
And when it comes out that she is behind it and she is some sort of criminal mastermind, what are you gonna say?
Who killed Charlie? I don't know. Please show me. Candice has not shown me that. She just switches up her fucking storyline, whatever's convenient in that moment. Like, she's lacking continuity.
What not hit before. You're also telling us now because you're realizing they're always responding when the public doesn't accept the the first sloppy.
I mean, it's just like implying that like, oh, I don't like this person, therefore they don't love their children, and they're pretending to love their children. They pretend to love Charlie and this and that and that. I don't know. I just haven't seen anything that would make me agree with that. But like I said, I'm trying to stay open, try not to like super personalize this just because, I've had my own grief in life. So I feel probably defensive because I just can't imagine being in that position so publicly and with so much hate and from someone who claimed, I don't know. It's just, it seems incomprehensible to me. That's what I was told to do. Just keep working, keep your mind off everything. And it did help a lot. Yeah. Everyone, that's the thing is it's like, I don't want to talk about it.
Meal what they try to feed us. They're like, oh, okay, no, you're right. Doesn't make sense that the VP would be able to attend this event and Erica would not. So let's switch gears.
People
We'll
are
say
hot lesbian predators.
that people were tracking her plane. Okay, people had been actually tracking Erica's plane since the very beginning. People were doing entire shows about where she was going and how much she was traveling and how ridiculous it was. And she never canceled a single thing.
Was this before her husband was brutally assassinated?
No, you idiot. This is after. No, you idiot. This is after. She showed the clip that you played, but you ignored because you're not paying attention to your own stuff.
Sometimes that might, cause one to have more caution at times.
So that's just on its face not true. Secondly, if you're going to be a
That's very
person
possible.
who is a
Yeah.
public figure and you are going to travel privately, as she does, then yeah, people are going to be.
I mentioned this earlier, but she was. I'm pretty sure the girl came out and was like, this was something that they were doing where they had a competition of who could do the cheesiest pickup lines. But I don't know. So that seems like a more reasonable explanation than lesbian predator, but you know, obviously I might have a blind spot for the lesbian predators.
Able to easily guess which airports you're going to, which private terminals you're going to fly into. They're not going to know which FBO, but you're telling me, what is the threat? What could possibly be the threat to her travel? She flies.
I don't know. I don't know.
I have no idea. Famous YouTuber, and when he died, I was being attacked nonstop and tracked. I had to get a restraining order. Had to disappear for a while. That experience changed me forever. Yeah, I just it makes that kind of behavior really.
White women affirming white women being victims. That's all this is. White women are helping white women be victims. Okay. Now she's like, my husband was an ex-YouTuber. That's just her trying to flex that her husband was a YouTuber. And I got gang stalked and I was getting death threats. That don't even make sense. You're being attacked because he died? That don't even make sense. Who attacks people because they die?
Really, really disturbs me in humanity. And, you know, I'm dealing with, you know, obviously not as intense as that situation, but having to get restraining orders and have random people who are so hateful that they want to like come harass me in person, you know. And it's hard to know what threats.
And the idea that if somebody wanted to come harass you in person, that they wouldn't do it because they got a piece of paper from a courtroom is insane. There's people who get sued, lose, and just don't pay it. And then they'll get a bunch of pieces of paper from the courtroom saying, well, you have to pay this, and they just don't do it. So, I don't know what to tell you. If people are willing to skimp out on denying the court their payment, I think they don't care about the piece of paper. If they're that crazy enough to gang stalk or regular stalk or it can't be regular stalking, right? It has to be, you have to add a modifier because they can't verify the burden of proof of regular stalking. They always have to make a modifier to make it easier to be a victim. Holy,
I'm learning to
like, can y'all
disregard a
shut
lot
up?
of it because it's a
Can
lot of it
y'all
is just like
shut
these
up?
impotent, angry men who are trying to act tough online but are actually total cowards. So, but the fact it disturbs me like more on like a fundamental level that just people are like this. It disturbs me about the state of humanity, how hateful people are towards one another, how suspicious they are towards one another, how they doubt basic humanity off the jump for someone, you know. And it's like, yeah, psychopaths exist. They're, I don't know what, like
Psychopath.
1% of the population.
Ruby knows.
I'm so sorry I had to go
For
through that.
some reason, she sees them all the time.
That's horrifying. That is horrifying. And I can't even imagine. And it's like, it's in hearing stories like that puts into perspective how fortunate I've been, you know.
Oh, she lost her job.
You know,
She lost her gym.
Don't ever apologize for taking measures to protect yourself because there are a lot of scary people, and there's a lot of weird shit going on online, and there's people who become like so socially obsessed, and you won't even know this person exists, but their life revolves around you. And
it's kind of fucked up.
It is scary, you know. It's a big downside of being in the industry. YouTube should do a fucking warning at this point, like
PWR language, the industry.
Hey, just so you know, like, this is the state of things. Like, you know, you will be harassed. You will have constant legal issues. You will have to get multiple restraining orders. Can they just...
Most people don't have that problem. Most people don't get harassed. Most people don't have multiple restraining orders. Most people don't have that problem. Sorry to be the one to tell you.
Tell us up front.
Flies in and she flies out on a private plane.
I feel like for some reason most YouTubers do have a legal battle somewhere, or they're tangentially related to some legal battle. If you're a big enough YouTuber, you're gonna have a legal battle. That's true. But I mean, everything else is like whatever.
that they just could not
That's not true.
alleviate it.
It's not true.
What did they threaten? We're going to be at the FBO. We'll be at every FBO. We'll be at Signature. We're going to be at Atlantic. We will be there, and we are going to boo you. What is the threat? Tell
Yeah,
us
we're
more
gonna boo
about this
you.
threat, which was specifically taking place with doxing her travel schedule. What does that even mean? Her event is listed publicly. People buy tickets, or I guess not buy tickets, but they register their tickets to go to these events for free. So you're doxing yourself in order to be a public figure that goes on a tour, right? If you're a singer, songwriter, you got to say where you're going. You're doxing yourself, but someone's tracking your plane. Well, what is the concern there? That could not be alleviated. You couldn't have somebody on the ground just waiting there to make sure nobody was.
Well, perhaps, Candice, maybe you actually don't have all the information because you weren't there.
Look, it doesn't even matter to Ruby. You don't have all the information either. Maybe the threat was way less than it. Maybe they're being tricked. Ruby, you not being there, like, we have to speculate because she won't tell us, Ruby. Yes. What's your... It's just Karen. It's just Karen energy. Nobody can have fun over the internet because Ruby's here.
But yeah, let's just assume the absolute worst intentions because that's reflective of how Candice operates in the world. It's freaking horrifying. I had no chance to grieve. Dude, I can't even. I'm so sorry I had to go through that. It's just. And
look, they're still patting each other. They're still throwing their pity party in the chat. What the hell?
Thing, I'm just like, this. People are just so cruel and so nightmarish for no reason. Like, and we'll just go after people in their weakest.
And that's you.
Moments and glee and take
that's
pleasure in their suffering. Like, I feel like sadism is absolutely on the rise. Just enjoying hurting.
We're promoting sadism.
The private terminal, by the way. This woman does not fly publicly. Yeah,
exactly.
Like I said, it had to have been.
It's like, what is she scared of? She doesn't even fly public.
Tracking excuse. It seems to me, especially they're mentioning the kids now. Every time they do that, they're basically using every tool that is.
Yeah, of course they're gonna hide behind their kids and stuff. It's like, man, of course.
Not even available.
More reflective of how Candice perceives things. Children are.
But that's what they're doing. But that's what they're doing, though. Oh, that's what they're doing, though. Because like, I don't want to hear Erica Kurt bring up her kids. Then, like, keep your kids safe, keep them out of the way. It's like, what? This is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Like, I don't know. Maybe the mom is just worried about her kids. Moms do that. Parents do that. But no, it's a conspiracy.
Erica's emotional shed. So what actually happened? Let me back up here and give you some facts about the University of Georgia. There are over 43,000 students that are enrolled at the University of Georgia. This event was, as you heard him say, scheduled to take place at the Aikens Ford Arena at the Classic Center, which is near the University of Georgia. The stadium holds just 7,000 people. So they were hoping with an announcement that the Vice President of the United States was going to be attending, that it was a guarantee that they would be able to peel off something like 15% of the student body to attend. But actually, they needed even less than that because to make matters easier for them, they also opened the tickets, the free tickets, to the general public. So forget having to get 15% of the student body to sign up. They just needed generally 7,000 people in the area that wanted to support MAGA and or the rock star widow, Erica Kirk. Reality, nobody wanted to attend. The ticket numbers were abysmal. That is what happens, and I want you to know that that is what has been happening. So in the umpteenth hour, they decided to cancel her appearance. And here is the evidence of what that event looked like. Here's a tweet.
I love Candice is actually coming with logic. She's like, well, the ticket numbers weren't doing too well, was it? There was nobody there, huh? So she canceled her event. Look, we're just having fun, speculating. It makes sense, but I'm sure Ruby's gonna rain on our parade.
With an accompanying clip, which was taken from reporter Jake Traylor, who is a reporter with MS Now. Take a look at this tweet and the accompanying video of the auditorium. He wrote, "Turning Point USA seems to have misestimated crowd size for Vance. The Aikens Ford Arena less than 25% filled for."
Her ugliest showing, but here she is with facts. She has receipts. She's like, look, this person is saying, this trusted person at the event is saying, we only filled 25% of the arena. we didn't. It's not even half the arena. Yeah, what is Ruby gonna say about this? Even though it's a conspiracy, right? It's like, well, yeah, she's taking the facts and logic that she saw and she's making some theories, yeah, because they're not gonna tell us this, that nobody showed up to their shitty event.
The vice president. Now he's assuming it's because of Vance, right? That people are not showing. Could be another reason. A person who was supposed to be there until the umpteenth hour, people could be turning down that particular opportunity, and I'm sure.
Oh fuck! It's just so annoying.
For the vice president. Now he's assuming it's because of Vance, right? That people are not showing. Could be another reason. A person who was supposed to be there until the umpteenth hour, people could be turning down that particular opportunity, and I'm sure everything Vance and Trump are doing at this current moment isn't helping much either. In fact, it was so bad, right?
Yeah,
the turnout was so bad that if we go back and rewatch that,
like the fact that she's just been, like, literally, Charlie's blood was not even dry, and she started just pumping.
She just ignores all the facts that Candice is bringing up because she can't deny it. So she's just gonna lean back on the Charlie died. It's the only thing she got as of any form of retort. Charlie died. It's like, stop questioning women. Charlie died. This is don't question any women because the guy died. Okay, we get it, Ruby. I get it.
Out really reckless conspiracy theories, and I just think she's been reckless with her audience, and I think that she does seem
the reckless conspiracy theory. She said, "Look, the arena only filled 25%, so people didn't show up because Erica Kirk bailed out at the last minute. That's what I think. Erica's that's who everybody came to see."
to have
Okay,
a
reckless.
personal vendetta and is inspired by hatred and envy. That's
More
what I'm seeing.
emotional
I could be
words,
wrong. I'm
emotional
often wrong.
words.
That would be on brand. I'm just saying that's what
Emotional
I'm seeing
words,
this point.
emotional words.
This clip, they're actually showing you fake footage. Well, it's not fake footage, it's real footage, but it's fake B-roll.
Like, what are we actually like? And she's really talented in this way that she can spin a wild, compelling.
That's true. So what does it have to do with anything? Candace loves connecting dots when there's no connection. That's fun. Yeah, like, nobody can have fun anymore, bro. Because her brain works. Because her brain works, and she's a little more creative than most people. She's crazy, and she has a vendetta against okay. That's funny.
Story out of a nothing situation just by stopping, inserting the worst intentions possible, stopping the video, inserting the worst intentions possible to make them look as bad as possible. Stop it. Like, come on now. That's what she's
because
doing.
It's from old Turning Point events. This is how sloppy the Hasbro is. We'll show you this. We'll scroll here. Not the venue. not the venue. And yet in the corner it says Andrew Colvett via X on Tuesday.
Wow.
It says Athens, Georgia. This is not true. This is true propaganda. And we took a
Wow. You got fake
closer
B-roll.
look at it. And they actually
Please just
spliced
watch the
together
fucking video.
3 separate
This is
events
ridiculous.
so that they could show something of substance when Andrew spoke. That is humiliating. That is humiliating. And he's there pitching a story, a sad story about why they couldn't do it because it's.
Wait, is there evidence that they. I mean, if they did AI something to make it look more successful than it was, that's embarrassing. Oh, a video.
Thanks for the take, Ruby. Thanks for the take. What the hell?
Your guy's fault. You didn't keep Erica safe. Now, I am told by Turning Point USA.
I love my basic emotional take. Ruby, how I'm supposed to feel about this? That's embarrassing. Yeah, that's why she's calling them out. Yeah.
Say college students and volunteers that this has been a repeat problem, that they similarly had a
People are saying
very hard time moving tickets for her event in Washington, D.C. with Caroline Levitt.
Exactly.
That's Ruby being able to spot a liar. Because, Ruby does the same shit. She's like, well, people tell me. What people, Ruby? The people in their Discord, It's like, Ruby does the same shit to her dance, to her audience, so.
Like, it's just. I just felt disturbed by what I was seeing on my timeline with her, so I wanted to see the broader context of the episode. And I've been watching Candice waiting for, the smoking gun, waiting for the piece of info that justifies this level of fixation. Talk about what she's doing in the company that you think is wrong. Criticize her leadership. But no, it's all very personal, and I think that's very telling.
Could not hit capacity. They never did, despite effectively turning these events. They're not. I don't even know why it's called a college tour anymore. It's just anybody in the actually start paying people.
Guys, like, nobody likes her. Like, you don't even
To
understand.
attend these events, and they cannot sell out even a
She's not
small
popular
auditorium.
like me.
And yesterday, it looks like was the worst audience turnout in Turning Point's history. Okay, let me repeat that. Under Erica Kirk's stewardship, Turning Point USA is now facing a crisis. It is the worst turnout in the organization's history, even with a feature alongside the Vice President of the United States. Similarly, they had to move the Believers Summit, something that they advertised for last year. It was slated to take place back in October, but they could not move any free.
Wait, what? Are you talking about Mr. Stinky Brew? Is he okay? I haven't seen him around.
Alright, change the subject.
I don't know if you're talking about someone else.
I don't even know why she's pretending to react to this. She's pretending to react to this right now.
Erica knew that she was not coming long before.
I'm sorry, you're not feeling happy, gamer. For me, it's helped just to try to focus on positive and, try to give my any sorrow and anxiety I feel to God, or to go for a walk, listen to music, just try to stay busy. All of those things that help me.
Andrew Colvett made the announcement on stage, yet she did not make a statement herself until after the event began. What gives? Here's what she wrote on X. She retweeted a clip from the event, and she wrote this. I was so looking forward to tonight's event at the University of Georgia with our vice president, but after all our family has been through, I take my security team's recommendations extremely seriously. Thank you to our
He loads of weight.
No, like I said, I mean, there was like a long period where I wasn't watching any Boyd related content. I'm still unsubbed from a lot of channels I used to watch.
Whatever, Ruby. Shut up.
her
You don't know
calendar.
anything.
She will make it work. White House here over the weekend. She was at Bettina at Mar-a-Lago, the one who's marrying Don Trump Jr. She was at her bridal shower. Erica will be wherever.
Guys, she's been to other events, but she didn't go to this one. It's a conspiracy. Like, this is all, like, she's just throwing out, like, basically insults. She's just saying, like, you're not my guy.
It is that she needs to be, that is not the reason that she chose not to show up. And how do we know that this was not some last minute cancellation related to a threat? Well, first off, common sense. I knew they were lying as soon as
Common
Andrew
sense. Common sense.
Common sense. I just know she's lying. I just know.
on stage, take it from someone who has endured a great many threats. The last thing you do is announce a threat on stage when one is happening. In fact, I have.
That's true. That's 100% true, right? It's like, why would you tell everybody, like, yeah, I'm being threatened, guys? That's the fakest way to handle a threat, for real. That's not what you're supposed to do. It's like, why tell everybody, yeah, threats get to us. If you threaten me, I won't show up to the event. So people who don't like her will threaten her more. Like, but she won't take those threats seriously because she knows the first one was fake. She knows they're all fake. It's just ridiculous.
Dealt with threats at Turning Point USA events where we have had to inform them, this guy who was completely insane and escaped a mental institution, or he was a mental hold, and they didn't know where he was. They alerted us, and I was doing an event in Nashville with Charlie. We had to alert the security team. Nobody goes out and says, hey, Candice has a threat. That's why she's not here. And you know what? Would you like to, JD? Let me give you the stage to blame.
Fanushka says she's doing too much. She should think about optics more. I mean, this all makes her seem crazy again, like the Macron shit. I guess I just need to accept she's crazy. Yeah, and I thought she was crazy, sexy, cool, but she's kind of, it just seems like she has a lot of hatred inside of her, you know? And she's very comfortable spewing that towards her supposed friend's legacy and widow and children.
Yikes.
Everybody for her having this threat. That is so performative and outlandish that I
feel like I had so
knew.
many eggs. I feel like I had so many eggs.
Oh, he visited me.
But another way that we can confirm that we know this is not real and they're making this up is because
But
Erica
I
was
guess
also slated to speak yesterday
like
at 1:30 p.m. in Georgia at a local high school. But she canceled that event, and she didn't cancel it last second. She canceled it the day before on Monday.
What the fuck?
So Tuesday, yesterday,
does this have to do with anything,
event, and then she has an evening event with JD Vance. But on Monday at noon, she had already informed the high school that she was not going to be in attendance a full day before her last minute on stage cancellation of her event with JD that the students did not even know about. So she honored the high school students.
God damn it, I wish I wouldn't pause. It makes it hard for me to understand.
She canceled it the day before on Monday.
What the fuck?
So Tuesday, yesterday,
does this have to do with anything,
event, and then she has an evening event with JD Vance. But on Monday at noon, she had already informed the high school that she was not going to be in attendance a full day before her last minute on stage cancellation of her event with JD that the students did not even know about. So she honored the high school students with information, but did not honor the college students with any information, making them look like fools outside.
Just assuming based on your comments.
That's what happened, though. That's what happened, though. Well, I don't know. God damn it. What's she talking about? You just assume it. So now she's calling Candice a liar? She's saying Candice reporting is unreliable. A lot of it just plain.
Having this threat. That is so performative and outlandish that I instantly knew that it didn't pass the sniff test.
He visited me.
But another way that we can confirm that we know this is not real and they're making this up is because Erica was also slated to speak yesterday at 1:30 p.m. in Georgia at a local high school. But she canceled that event, and she didn't cancel it last second. She canceled it the day before on Monday.
What
Okay.
the fuck?
So Tuesday, yesterday,
Does this
she
have
has
to
a
do with
1:30
anything,
event, and
Candice?
then she has an evening event with JD Vance. But on Monday at noon, she had
It's retarded because it's already downloaded.
already informed the high school that she was not going to be in attendance a full day before her last minute on stage cancellation of her event with JD that the students did not even know about. So she honored the high school students with information, but did not honor the college students with any information, making them look like fools outside.
Okay. Based on your common sense, which isn't seeming very sensical, and often
sensical
common sense is just used to justify bullshit, and people really just running off vibes, entirely trusting their perception without questioning it. If they have a bad feeling towards someone, attack. Come on now.
Okay, I thought Ruby was gonna do the smart argument and question, well, how do you know the high school got told she wasn't gonna be there the day before, right? Because I don't know, it's just to me it just proves more bad behavior. Like, of course, Erica Kirk is just allowed to have bad behavior. Like, why is she canceling on all these events? And if she's gonna cancel on events now, don't do events because you're gonna keep getting attention, and your little death threats or gang stalking, whatever you think is happening to you, is gonna keep happening to you. So I guess she's never doing events ever again.
And how did they do it? They emailed and
Guilty!
they texted and informed the parents at school.
Not only
that
did
her
she
parents
cancel, but like her other events.
Look, she doesn't care, and Candice did know. There were parent emails. See, look, Candice is justifying herself, and she's actually trying to make a point, but Ruby's not even listening. Candice, she said, oh, let me get my eggs. She said, so she's gonna cancel last minute for the college campus for a little TPU event, but for the event that she was doing on Tuesday, she canceled a day ahead. And everybody knew because they got emails and stuff. So she knew it was happening, but she waited for some reason. I don't know. It just sounds like more shifty behavior, which is all because she's trying to point out. It's the shifty behavior, but we're not allowed to look at the shifty behavior because her husband died. Did you know her husband died?
It's like didn't even really sound that well. Yeah, like it should have been me.
Should have been me.
Had
been canceled, and they gave a reason, and that reason was not security. Let's read it together. Here is the text that went out canceling the high school event.
Oh, she got receipts.
Reads, first, you can see they set this event up on March 30th. On
she has receipts.
Monday, you can see that it reads, parent alert, due to scheduling complications, the optional Turning Point USA high school event scheduled for tomorrow.
Candice, did you not just say that maybe it's not always wise to announce the threat? This is what I mean about the lack of continuity, you know?
Wait. Wait. So she's assuming. Oh my gosh. So why announce it? Why not announce it the earlier day, but you're gonna announce it closer to the actual threat, to the real threat? Why? But there were two different places. So why hide it now, but then not hide it later? There's always an issue, bro. What the hell?
Oh, also, I had a comeback that was bothering me because I didn't get to say it yesterday. Or not a comeback, but just an elaboration because someone was like, because I was talking about how it's rare for malignant narcissists to get a professional diagnosis. And then I said after that I have been observed by many doctors and have never been diagnosed with that. Been diagnosed with every other mental illness, but not that one.
Every mental
like,
illness.
but the whole thing is that they don't typically go to get help. That's the reason why. And I've sought help many times to try to function better in this world. But the narcissist doesn't have that capacity to internally reflect or a desire to change to be better, because they really do view them as the ultimate good, and anything that happens against them is the ultimate bad and needs to be destroyed. Dixie! Hi.
Well, look, so this is the one thing she doesn't have, right? The one disease she doesn't have, but she's an expert on it. She knows everything about it, and she knows those people inside and out. Okay. Okay. Here's where Ruby's the expert.
My icon, Big C, doing awesome coverage all over the place. Thank you.
Of September 14th has been canceled. We are sorry for any inconvenience this may have caused and are hopeful for other Turning Point USA opportunities in the future. Okay? A scheduling conflict. A scheduling conflict, not a threat, but a scheduling
Also, this
conflict.
is
Now,
all based off of a text from like a text for students. That's not a smoking gun. There's just so many assumptions just thrown out there, and for people who hate Erica, they'll believe anything negative about.
She didn't say it was a smoking gun. It was just as how she got the information that Erica is capable of letting the events know ahead of time that she's not going to be there and why, but she didn't do it for this event for some reason. And then she just claims she's under attack. She just claims that she's getting gang stalked, and now there's violent threats to her life or whatever. But if you was paying attention, Ruby, you would have heard the clip that Candice played at the beginning. Erica said, "No, we don't bow down to threats. I can't be intimidated. If I want to go out, I feel safe. And what are they going to threaten me to be closer to my husband? I want that." Remember, that's what she was saying. So she didn't believe any of that.
Her. When you dislike someone enough or think that they're like this criminal mastermind, you'll often find yourself having a confirmation bias of just being like, oh yeah, just agreeing with anything negative, and it gets you revved up. You're like, ooh, she's so bad, I'm good.
If there were a viable threat, wouldn't it have been prudent to inform the administration of a high school, even if it was an area?
Look at that face. Yeah, she's manic. Okay. Oh my god, look at her face. Like, the way she's smiling, common sense just tells me that she's lying. Yeah, everyone go step to Vixie. I just recently found out that he's been having some medical issues, so say prayers for Mr. Stinky Brew, and hopefully he'll pull through. I'm gonna shoot him a message after this, and yeah, if anyone hears from him, let me know. That's the sad thing about like with online people. Sometimes you don't know if someone like died or just logged off, and it's like, I don't know.
Airplane related threat that, it must be, if it's so serious, like someone's going to harm her, you tell the high school, hey, we have a very viable threat right now. We don't want to bring this to you. They were not informed that. They were
literally just said that's not the way to go about it. And you're going off of like what some random.
That's how she went about it later. So she noticed the contradiction. She's not consistent in how she's handling this threat, if it's real, which it doesn't seem like it's real. Was it a scheduling issue or was it a threat? Like it shows that they're a bunch of liars. Really, that's what I'm picking up on, is that they're a bunch of liars.
Student organizer said.
Okay.
We're just told it was a scheduling issue and there was not some significant thing that was pending in the background.
Well, perhaps they were just starting to get information about a potentially credible threat, but weren't sure. So they just said that because they didn't want to cause alarm if it didn't need to be caused.
So you're promoting lying. You're promoting lying now. That's the Christian woman, Ruby. You're promoting lying. Like, they just said that, but they said she wasn't going to show up, period, because of a scheduling issue. So they said she wasn't going to show up. If they weren't going to show up, they weren't going to show up. Like, why even schedule the event? Like, it seems like she shouldn't be doing events, in my opinion.
And then when it became
Really?
more
No shiny?
identifiably true and credible to the point where the security team advised her not to, I forgot my final point on that. It'll come back to me.
Which caused her to abandon her previous "God's got me" philosophy. So, like
exactly.
I said,
Look,
staff would have let the high schoolers know.
and you know, Candice, Ruby just ignored everything she just said. Look, it was like, what threat caused Erica to abandon her God got me philosophy? Nothing can scare me. I'm gonna keep doing events, and now she's not doing events. Like, in Ruby's world, it's like, well, that's okay that she flipped. It's okay to be scared. And it's like, well, I thought you were a Christian, Ruby. Is God not protect her? God's not gonna protect her?
If there was a threat, that would have been the responsible thing to do. I am told the truth is, again, that there was immediate parental backlash already that kept happening because she was announced, and they basically said, okay, this is an optional event.
Yeah, and you've literally brainwashed your average bored fucking housewife into being a hateful maniac because they got bullied by the hot cheerleader and they're taking that anger out on Erica. Sorry.
And they then ended up that there was going to be abysmal attendance, meaning nothing that they could record on social media to make it look like she's, got the crowd going crazy. And so it was nothing for her to look forward to. And so
she's accrediting things specifically to Erica. There are probably decisions made by the teams around her. There's probably a lot of people involved. And sometimes information changes and updates. I've not seen anything that even backs up these theories she's shooting out. And even if there was, what the fuck is the point of this, Candice? What the fuck is the point of this?
She skipped it. This keeps happening. Parents and students are organizing against her for a variety of reasons. Some of them, those reasons that we have laid out on the show.
Against like every political speaker ever anywhere. There was like protesters outside Hassan Piker just coming by Yale. You need to look up Erica J.D. Vance. Rally attendance.
At this point.
The thing is, like I said,
Ruby's boring the hell out of me,
friend.
Ruby needs to look up Erica Kirk, JD Vance rally attendance. You tard. He's like, how about you pay attention to the things she's bringing up? She's not even paying attention to Candice's points, really.
I don't think it matters how many people attended, and I don't think that was Erica's direct call. I think
Wouldn't it matter though? Because what? If it's whatever. What? Yeah. What's the difference? You get a threat at a small event, you get a threat at a big event. Just cancel. Just cancel. Why do we even do events? Who cares?
This is hateful, and I think it's disgusting how many people are just mocking, ridiculing every single thing.
Everything.
Like just nitpicking, assuming the worst off of very little evidence.
Little?
And knitting together some theory to keep people all revved up and full of hate, so they keep clicking.
It's full of hate, but she can't get people to click.
No, they do not trust her. They do not believe her.
How many
and
people
I
were
can
there?
give you provide more proof for you by way of a parental chat on Facebook that is currently going on right now regarding another event that she has coming up at a high school in Phoenix, right in her backyard, no less. And this is a Pinnacle High School. The parents are organizing. Take a look at this chat. This is a parent that posted saying, I am very concerned.
So her receipts, but just so we all are aware, her receipts of like, okay, so her theory is that
there's no eggs on this one.
Erica is only canceling because she's popular. There's no actual threats to her safety, even though her husband was literally shot in the neck like 9 months ago.
She's supposed to be scared of that for the rest of her life, by the way. But I mean, yeah, people don't like her. I, that sounds like a reason a lot of women would cancel it if they know they're gonna be unpopular there anyway. Why go? Yeah, she's making it sound like the theory's crazy, but like even coming from you, it makes sense.
No, it's because she's embarrassed of what the crowd says.
She could be.
Learning that Erica Kirk is going to be speaking, and then you can see an anonymous member wrote below, as a teacher, I find this highly inappropriate and a safety risk to our students and staff. Also, as a teacher, I know the district may care more about a
Wow.
Said her being there is just a safety risk.
Polarizing political and religious figures have no place in a high school, even like totally support free speech. She is just so divisive with her rhetoric about praying for her enemies and all that.
It's hateful bitches. Hateful bitches. And you gotta pity them, you know? Imagine having no love, no feeling, no nothing in this world that gets you going, like seeing another person suffer, be targeted. It's just gross to me.
Attendance more than anything else. So call your kids out of school, and that will send a message. They are basically 36 likes. They are organizing essentially a walkout.
It's just, you know, it's part of it is, you know, and this is similar with road rage. When there's like a barrier, people feel way more emboldened to be cruel. And it's also become much more socially acceptable. And a lot of people pick up behavior by copying others, you know, and a lot of people have also just been told a bunch of lies about me that they believe and
About you. It's always lies about
and then
Ruby.
there's also the thing where I've also made a lot of bad choices and mistakes publicly. But yeah, it goes to a place of hate that's hard for me to understand sometimes, you know, whether it's me or anyone else online.
A boycott of Erica Kirk. Okay? I haven't reported on this stuff in the past. I've been very aware that this is going on. The reason why I am now laying this out today is because what enrages me so much about the messaging, the setup there by Andrew Colbert, is that it is akin to narcissistic abuse.
This is crazy. Ruby's camera froze and she paused it on this still a Candice Owens. This is not like ideal, bro. She said the word. She said narcissistic. So Ruby's an expert on narcissism. So here's Ruby. Look, Ruby jumped out of her chair so hard she froze her camera. Narcissistic abuse. It's narcissistic abuse. Bro, why can't I fucking take a screenshot? Now everything's just broke. Take the screenshot, stupid. Candace is a mess, bro. Continue.
There you have it. The upside down strikes again. The upside down strikes again. It's opposite.
You're
land.
narcissistic.
What I'm doing? No, you're actually doing that.
No, you.
The upside down strikes
Or
again.
admits that they have failed or that they have done anything wrong. So what do? They tell the public that it's our fault.
So much fucking weird specific conjecture. Sure.
Really wish I could watch this shit, bro. I'm so close to the end.
Based on an event being canceled. What the fuck, Candice? This is wild to me.
It's your fault. This wouldn't happen. This wouldn't happen if you guys would just stop criticizing her. That's completely psychopathic. We don't accept that. We reject that. Okay, no one does this. People cancel events last minute for a variety of reasons. He got drunk last night. He's hungover. Their PR comes out, makes an excuse. He had a mental breakdown backstage. We've seen a lot, especially in the land of rock and roll. Oh, I lost my throat. I lost my voice. I won't be able to sing tonight. Probably.
Oh, this is another thing where it's like,
Fight back, Candice.
anytime the narcissist, anytime something's going on in their life, totally valid, totally real, but anything that inconveniences them is fake. Oh, they're not actually doing this, they're faking it. Like, oh, when
What is she talking about? Anything that inconvenience them is fake. What? Like that's the ultimate cope every time? Every time? How do you know that? How do you know that, Crazy Eyes?
people cancel things, it's always lies and fake because I do lies and am fake. Come on.
Was partying. I want you to actually go through your mind of all the famous people that you know who have canceled events last minute. When do you ever recall management coming out with messaging that implies that actually it's your fault?
They didn't say Candice's name, but Candice has millions of people who she's revving up on total bullshit and stoking the flames of hatred. She's not doing journalism. She's being a petty bitch. Pardon my French. I'm trying not to insult anymore. She's not doing journalism. She's being badly behaved, in my opinion.
It's the public's fault. You didn't keep this person safe. They couldn't come out tonight because
He's the worst. He's actually being ridiculous. Look how ridiculous he's looking.
So much conjecture. Like,
you failed this person.
They didn't say any of that. This is all based off of an event being canceled. All this spin, all this rage, all this passion, all this trying to.
But you did say that she said that because Candice was questioning her that Erica Kirk started getting gang stalked. You did say that. And that all of this is Candice's fault and she has a responsibility for that. You did say that just because she was questioning her. That's why she had to flip the subject because Candice is like, I reject that. Here's why, and she don't want to hear that.
To say no, Erica is saying you are bad. She knows exactly
Because you said so. Because you said so. You haven't given me any evidence to the contrary, except for Charlie Kirk died, which happened 9 months ago. So
what she's doing. Come on, Candice.
Well, that's exactly what the messaging was, and you should be infuriated about it. It is ridiculous. They are now paying influencers. Oh, if only everyone would just leave her alone. No one would track her plane. What? Do you not think people are tracking JD Vance? Elon Musk took his notoriously off of something.
Anytime the narcissist, you know,
The narcissist
being badly behaved, in my opinion.
It's the public's fault. You didn't keep this person safe. They couldn't come out tonight because
So much conjecture. Like,
I wonder if
you
Ruby knows
failed
what
this
conjecture
person.
means.
they didn't say any of that. This is all based off of an event being canceled. All this spin, all this rage, all this
I think that's crazy because Ruby was saying that at the start of the stream. What else?
Well, that's exactly what the messaging was, and you should be infuriated about it. It is ridiculous. They are now paying influencers. Oh, if only everyone would just leave her alone. No one would track her plane. What? Do you not think people are tracking JD Vance's plane? Elon Musk took his notoriously off of something. Taylor Swift. People get their planes tracked all the time. By the way, there's no remedy for that situation. What's the future remedy? We're just not going to announce when we're just going to pop up and surprise people?
Yeah.
obviously not.
Well, then how do you fix it, Ruby?
They
What's
canceled
gonna
one
stop
event.
the next? What's gonna stop the next person from canceling the next event from just by threatening her because they don't want her to speak? What's gonna stop it? She just proven that she would do it. So what's gonna stop it? And Ruby's acting like it's such an outrageous thought.
That. Or two in the span of 2 days. All
They got 2 events canceled in the span of 2 days. So why stop there? They can keep going forever. I guess Erica Kirk's never doing an event ever again because she's gonna get threatened.
Yes. And like I said, when, when people get a little too specific with their theories, they are literally just telling you, they're telling on themselves. Everything she's saying, she's talking about her, how she operates, how she sees the world, and she's assuming that other people are as Machiavellian, psychopathic, and whatever as she, which I don't find to be true for most
I'm glad Ruby can tell when other people are projecting, but not when she's projecting.
people.
The messaging was crappy. I'm so sick of there never being an adult in the room that will just come out and say, as a leader would, you know what? Ticket attendance wasn't great. We want to remedy that in the future. We want to figure out what we can do, changes we can make so that we can establish Erica as the new leader of Turning Point USA. They're still getting to know her. That's responsible messaging. But these guys, it's your fault. And shame on JD Vance for taking the bait on that. In response to Andrew Colvette's questioning, he's going to lecture us. He's going to come in and he's going to lecture us. Take a listen to what JD Vance has to say.
Again, if your instinct is to go after not the left-wing radicals who are assaulting Savannah, or not the people who shot Charlie Kirk, but if your instinct is to go after a young mother because she's grieving.
I disagree. I think Candice is the one who's done much more harm to it. But can people tell me? Right now we're watching Candice totally riff off of a canceled event and come with 8,000 weirdo paranoid assumptions. And just you could feel the hate emitting from her. It's embarrassing to be hateful. How do people not get that? What Candice is waving right now is that no matter how much success she has in this world, she's still going to be a hateful bitch. That's what she's presenting to the world. It's sad. It's desperate. It's pathetic.
It's sad, desperate, and pathetic. I agree.
In a way that you find you find wrong. Well, why don't you stay in your lane and mind your own business? Grief is complicated.
I just don't know.
And
grief is complicated.
And so
Going back to, she's not grieving, right? grief is complicated? Huh. That's not true. Dude.
So, but you shouldn't be able to
That's
act however the
very
fuck
known
you
by
want just
anyone
because
who's
you're grieving.
ever experienced it, by anyone who's ever studied it, that it manifests in all different ways and people have different approaches. And it's really sick to me when people are like, well, I wouldn't do this, therefore they're glad their husband's dead. Like, whoa, that was a big
Why is
jump.
she a child? Yeah,
That's a big jump
she
we
did
made.
try to act like a child.
And it seems like it was fueled by a lot of hate and envy.
There's another angle of this, Andrew, which is just so absurd, which is that, you know, people will say that.
Oh, also,
you know,
I'm not suing anyone. I'm just getting a restraining order on my ex. I forgot who said that earlier.
She just collecting restraining
know
orders.
that. I mean, you know, people are gonna lie.
Just
People are gonna
collecting
goof
restraining
off.
orders.
I'm trying not to be as caught up in it, but you know. Oh yeah, I need to eat before I go to my doctor. Find some food before I go.
Erica,
she needs chat to remind her to
she's
eat.
been doing this or she's been doing that, and I would be doing something different. And it's like, first of all, that's fine. Like, if you want to criticize somebody because you have a disagreement, disagree with my politics, disagree with something that Erica or Andrew say on the Turning Point podcast.
We do.
Yeah, I think Candice is going to get sued. Yeah.
Desire to go after her for the way she's grieving her husband. That's the most preposterous. On the Turning Point podcast.
We do.
But this desire to go after her for the way she's grieving her husband. That's the most.
Look at how much glee she has. That is not normal, bruh. This is some psycho shit.
Preposterous thing I've seen in a very long time, and I've seen a lot of crazy stuff in politics.
Okay, first off, we do criticize them all the time for what they say on the podcast. The whole public has been doing that actually since everything happened.
No, I haven't.
Please
watched.
stop
I had to
saying
stop
this
watching.
repeat phrase that everyone grieves differently. It doesn't matter how many times you say it; it doesn't make it true. Okay, you can't just say stuff. Everybody grieves differently. Yeah, no, for sure.
That's not just saying stuff. That's just a known fact.
Oh, that's just saying stuff. What does that mean? That means I can do whatever I want because I'm grieving. That's just saying stuff. That's not very specific. Everybody grieves differently. Yeah, okay. Say the sky is blue. Like just saying generic words isn't helping any situation.
That's just quite literally a known fact. It's not just saying stuff. And it's very heartless to be so hateful towards someone and imply that they don't care that their spouse.
You're being hateful. Who's? God, you're the one bringing hate into it. Nobody's being hateful. Question it. You're not allowed to question. That's hateful.
Was murdered because you personally hypothetically think that you would grieve differently. I don't know. It just seems wrong to me.
One that I know does this. No one. That's why it stands out to people. And people go, this is strange.
$18 salad?
Most people would fear going out. They would want to be closer to their kids. Stop trying to constantly feed us this slop. But the audacity to say something, like he just said, he said that it was the most preposterous thing that he.
Yeah, it's fucking preposterous to just assume that someone wouldn't be sad about the murder of their husband.
But she didn't assume that. She didn't assume that. She looked at post podcast appearances and statements Erica Kirk made and appearances she made and made the decision based off of that. She didn't assume anything. I thought you were watching, Ruby. Yeah, Candice was your dog in the race, Ruby, remember? But now she just assuming random shit. Alright, okay.
As seen in politics in a very long time.
Yeah,
people
it's disgusting.
Criticizing Erica Kirk.
That's
the most preposterous thing we've seen in politics in a very long time. Disagreeing with the new CEO and chairman. This is not just
we're switching the goalpost. This isn't about disagreeing. She has not laid out any disagreements with anything that Candice has done or that Erica has done.
It's like how you haven't laid out any way how Erica
At least
is,
not in
or
this
how Candice
episode
been hateful to her.
that I'm aware of. She's talking about crowd size, mocking how she mourns, mocking the fact that she canceled an event, and mocking now
Oh,
JD Vance for
mocking.
saying the obvious
This is not
fact and
mocking,
true
but okay.
statement that, yeah, people are different and grieve differently. It doesn't mean they don't care when people are murdered that they love and built families with. That's such a crazy jump to make. Like, what?
This is the new CEO and chairman of TPUSA, a position that she did not earn, nothing that
she can be sus, and I'm totally open to that. Like I said, no dog at this fight. But what Candice is doing is gross to me.
Has done.
That's criminal. She could be sus. She could be a whole criminal. But Candice is in the wrong for acknowledging that she's being sus. She has a sus background, and then her husband dies, and now she's the head of TPUSA, and we're not supposed to say anything because her husband died? That's the whole linchpin to all of this, you moron.
Warrant her being in that position. And that to him is like, whoa, I can't believe people are doing this. I've seen some preposterous things just over the last few weeks.
I'm utterly repulsed by this administration. It's disgusting.
Politics that should probably rank higher on your list, okay? Like when you guys blew up that school, 150 Iranian schoolgirls were killed, and then you lied about it. That, to me, feels a little more preposterous. I mean, it was not just even 2 days ago that Trump said that he thought Jesus was a Red Cross doctor. That was a little preposterous. Y'all, you're just out here lying.
These two things, and that's why this is just the state of discourse has just devolved so much that people can't hold those two opinions at the same time without people's brains like exploding.
But you barely hold the opinion. You barely hold the opinion. What the hell?
You know?
Like she barely you don't even acknowledge any of Erica Kirk's susness. I love her chat does. Her chat's like, nah, Erica Kirk sucks as fuck. There's a reason Candice is going after her.
I think Candice is going too far, and it seems hateful. It seems like it's driven from hate. She's not
And that's because all you see is hate, because you're hateful.
Highlighting any real points about how she's running things. She's just taking cheap shots and making a ton of weird assumptions that are more telling about her mindset than anything else.
About things, I don't know, the Epstein files? Did you have time to go through that, Mr. Vice President? Nothing in there, rank.
Yeah, nobody cares about that.
More
he went through.
preposterous
He just
for
can't
you
report on it.
than us criticizing.
It's true. Within politics and media, there is probably like 10 times the normal rate of like psychopathy, narcissism, and other personality disorders that thrive on, you know, high stakes, lots of attention, all that jazz. So, and then when you get into political stream, like that intersection, it's like, let's just say it's about 80% are completely insane.
Erica Kirk, how about Trump just generally attacking a pope because he's calling for peace?
What?
How about Trump saying that Brigitte Macron is...
Dude, this whole battle against the Pope is another thing that's just disgusting, shocking. Like,
the Pope should watch it and not talk about theology.
Pulling funding from Catholic charities. It's shocking.
Well, Ruby thinks the Pope is actually a saint.
Pretty preposterous that she's got it. It's not even close. The literal ticket you guys ran on was calling for peace. Now you're attacking the Pope. Trump is attacking the Pope because he's calling for peace. That feels pretty preposterous. Going to war. I don't think
Candice is for, well, I don't know her heart, but that's good if she's against bombing children. I just wish she was also against harassing grieving widows and their families.
With the explicit aim of opening the Strait of Hormuz, which was already opened before you began the...
I obviously have never achieved any significant level of fame whatsoever. But even on the microscopic scale, it's only shown me that fame is the biggest lie, and that the people who want fame, it's because they want connection. They want to be loved. But the more you gain that, the more motivated people are to like be totally fake with you.
That's a monkey's paw. That's what happens when you pray to the devil. You know Ruby prayed for fame. That's why she started this YouTube shit. She wanted attention. And then she got it. You get people like me. You get people like me.
Or to exploit you or backstab you, and it actually takes you further away from connection. It's very sad.
It's very sad.
Perhaps this is yes. That's she and yeah, I believe that Candice was impacted by his death. It sucks when people you care about die. It's just this whole narrative that like Erica's faking caring about that horrific murder is crazy.
War is pretty preposterous. Gas prices right now are pretty preposterous.
Amen, sister.
Us criticizing a grieving widow who can't keep her story straight about anything? No.
She just did like a half-hour freak out about crowd size in a canceled event.
So, because she couldn't keep her story straight, and she pointed out how she didn't keep her story straight. She said it was a scheduling issue, but then there were threats. But what we do know for sure is that TPUSA crowd size is dwindling. People don't want to listen to them. What we know for sure is that. So, yeah, she can connect the dots, but you can't. It's okay, Ruby. I mean, everybody's just not smart.
That's not even, that shouldn't even hit your radar. So please do not lecture us, JD. Do not, okay? The lecture that is coming from you is exactly why we don't like Erica, because we see it for exactly what it is. It's elite. She has money and connections. She can call Vice President J.D. Vance. She can get the Secretary Scott Bessent.
And here you see the envy, the hatefulness.
To issue a letter on demand, demanding you stop looking into their finances. She can get Trump to say how much Charlie loved her in his Easter speech. It's the balcony approach that makes us sick. We feel it. You guys looking down in the crowd like we're animals and you're somehow more dignified.
What?
Okay, Mr. Vice President, respectfully.
This is the key, though.
Our friends aren't in the Epstein files. And I have enough common sense to know that the reason we refer
I don't like J.D. Vance, but that's not what I picked up from that statement.
To it as common sense is because it's shared amongst the commoners, us, the majority.
Oh,
and right now, the left,
she literally, oh my God.
And the right, the internet, we have correctly identified the nature of your friend, Erica Kirk. So please, I beg of you, we are 7 months into this thing. Please do not give us more bed slap. We have had our fill. And if it is truly your desire to transform hearts and minds about Erica, might I very humbly suggest that you start with a story that makes sense about September 10th. What happened? One that doesn't feature magical bullets and Superman necks and trannies that write out entire confessions in the spirit of a Jane Austen novel.
Although the texts, yeah, they're crazy, and I don't know. If I had to guess, I would guess they have the
Look, and then she admits, yeah, there's crazy stuff, there's crazy text all around, but don't look at that. No, don't pay attention to that. Why do you care? You're like, just grieving widow. She's a white woman. She's crying. You better give her some shit. Give her some free shit.
right guy, and it's case closed. And I've known, a lot of people who were very deep into like super activism to the point of like, planning illegal activities like that. And they were
What?
retarded about it and would send
What?
texts like that.
What?
And also,
Ruby's justifying this behavior. She said she knew people. What?
And Erica Kirk. So please, I beg of you, we are 7 months into this thing. Please do not give us more bed slop. We have had our fill. And if it is truly your desire to transform hearts and minds about Erica, might I very humbly suggest that you start with a story that makes sense about September 10th. What happened? One that doesn't feature magical bullets and Superman necks and trannies that write out entire confessions in the spirit of a Jane Austen novel, my
although the texts, yeah, they're crazy, and I don't know. If I had to guess, I would guess they have the right guy and it's case closed. And I've known, a lot of people who were very deep into like super activism to the point of like, planning illegal activities like that. And they were retarded about it and would send texts like that. And
She said she knows people who would do illegal activism like that.
also, when someone thinks they're on a suicide mission, that,
That justifies their actions? What? When someone thinks they're on a suicide mission, yeah, they're gonna do crazy shit. Thanks, Ruby. Yeah. For the crazy update. Here's inside the mind of a crazy person. Wait, Ruby. Yes, okay. So now their actions are what? Dismissed? What's the point of that? To deflect? Fight your straw man.
But like I said, I don't fucking know, dude. I really don't fucking know.
Yeah, we know you don't know.
To me, Candice seems to be at this point motivated by hatred and envy more than.
Which tells me it's the opposite because you're wrong and you're a bad judge of character and you get these things wrong all the time. So that tells me Candice is working out of a heart of earnest. She's really trying. Look at this recap. Oh my goodness. And Candice is doing the Lord's work probably.
Than any kind of moral principle whatsoever.
love. One which doesn't feature company employees who witnessed the shooting and for some incomprehensible reason
Uh-oh.
neglect to call 911, but instead rush to remove cameras within minutes. That would be my advice. Rather than lecturing
Maybe
us
so that someone else couldn't mission. That, But like I said, I don't fucking know, dude. I really don't fucking know. All I know is that to me, Candice seems to be at this point motivated by hatred and envy more than any kind of moral principle whatsoever.
love. One which doesn't feature company employees who witnessed the shooting and for some incomprehensible reason neglect to call 911, but instead rush to remove cameras within minutes. That would be my advice. Rather than lecturing
Maybe
us
so that someone else couldn't take them immediately, and other people had probably already called 911, like probably thousands of people.
From a balcony, string together a coherent story and a timeline for the commoners. Please and thank you. Anyway, moving on from that, on to some other things that are happening behind the scenes. Essentially, Turning Point is now just in the business of creating an illusion. And by an illusion, I mean that even when they are posting events of her being greeted at events with thunderous applause behind the scenes, you should know that middle schoolers and high schoolers are being forced in some scenarios.
Yeah, no, those assemblies, you have to go to those things. They're taking Bless me. They're taking like people out of their classes to do those type of assemblies.
To sit in these events. It's mandatory. Okay, they have no option. So remember when you went to school and there was assembly, when you had to go to assembly in the middle of the day?
No one likes Erica.
That
No
is the
one
state of
won't.
affairs at Turning Point USA. They are the administration.
Look, and then Ruby's not like, well, that's true. Ruby's like, oh, nobody. That's not what she's saying. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, you're right. Nobody likes Erica.
It's an assembly. Surprise.
And that's how Ruby feels. I told y'all, Ruby is identifying with Erica Kirk. She sees crying white women. If she's failing at gaining the public, Ruby's gonna fail to gain the public with her tears. So she has to be like, oh, nobody likes me. Nobody likes Erica.
Here, and they're like, look, the room, the auditorium is filled. Like, I guess to keep it real, if I was in high school, I was really bad at chemistry. If he offered like 5 extra points and was like, Candice, like you can bring up this really bad grade that you got if you go sit with Erica Kirk in the assembly right now or after school. No, I still wouldn't do it, but I'd think about it. I don't wish them bad. I just wish them truth. I want
So close.
them all to stop lying.
So close. Can't believe it's doing this. It wasn't doing this the whole time. Now it starts doing this.
Describing, like,
Maybe I should have just refreshed the page. I'm scared it's not gonna work if I do this though.
Was in high school. I was really bad at chemistry. If he offered like 5 extra points and was like, Candice, like you can bring up this really bad grade that you got if you go sit with Erica Kirk. In the assembly right now.
Says I still have premium.
Or after school. No, I still wouldn't do it, but I'd think about it. I don't wish them bad. I just wish them truth. I want them all to stop lying.
The glee and excitement that she has describing, like,
See, nothing's good enough for Ruby.
any negative or scary thing that's happened to Erica.
I don't see a bunch of glee or excitement, but there's a little bit of excitement, I guess. But look, Ruby, her whole thing now, her whole grift now is there's so much negativity and everybody's so sad and everybody's being attacked and it's the end time. So here's Candace trying to put on a happy face while still questioning and pushing the narrative. No.
And the murder. This isn't someone who just wants the truth. They also said they just wanted the conversation with Erica and then they stop. They've said a lot of things and then switch it up. And, in a cult of personality, people will agree with whatever the person says. And people want an excuse to hate the pretty bitch. To say, you're grieving wrong. I don't know, man. It just seems really sad. I have to get ready for my doctor appointment. Thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, I know. You don't know Ruby. Moral of the story is Ruby doesn't know. I finally got through that. The next thing on the docket is her talking about Tucker Carlson. I may or may not do that. A little too much politics. Oh, what we should look at before I end is Joe Shabatoni. Joe Shabatoni put together this beautiful edit, and it's one of my favorite little videos he put out. A really new video too. His recent video. Let's see what we got here. It's a short one, so hopefully we get through the whole thing. Nothing loads anymore. It's called How to Receive Gifts.
Starry, starry
Grace
night.
Thorpe versus Ruby, right? How to receive gifts. Grace got a gift from this guy named Vance, and Ruby got a gift from D-Dog. Let's see how they react to their gifts.
If I die, I would want to die on stream. Imagine me dead on stream. Oh, I'm dead now. Dalmatian died on stream. I die with all of you. I die with my chat. I die on cam. Absolutely. That's the way to go.
How to receive packages and gifts.
You jackass. This is what I think of your fucking gifts, loser.
You find a package. You may be inclined to kick it or stomp, but actually, a very simple method is to pick it up and take it to a secure location.
Cheap son of a bitch.
Wow, somebody cares about me. Well, we're gonna take a look inside.
Cheap
Remember,
son of a bitch.
positivity.
I can't believe that this is D-Dog, her stalker. Her stalker. Her fucking he's a crazy
A
guy
sense of femininity.
that she had sex with and led to her house. She called him a cheap son of a bitch. Look, this is why she's actually mad.
Cheap son of a bitch.
Wow, somebody cares about me. Well, we're gonna take a look inside. Remember, positivity, gratefulness, a sense of femininity. Let's read our notes, shall we?
I don't fucking want anything from you, bitch.
Don't flush this down the toilet. Oh, thank you, Vincent.
I don't fucking want anything from you, dick. You dick.
All I want is for you to leave me alone.
You're a diamond and outshine the dullest of red gemstones. Oh, thank you, Vincent. I am a diamond. I love to sparkle.
I'm not taking anything from you.
A gift for you. Woof, woof.
Stop sending shit.
I think these are all the same ones.
Ooh, a necklace. Ooh, we have a
Oh.
bracelet.
Okay, we
Lovely
still got some.
multicolored rings. Very tasteful, Vincent. I love it.
Try
Free
it,
stuff for anyone.
okay.
Trash for the stalker. Could give one fuck about it. Don't need anything from stalkers.
Thank you so much for your gift.
Free shit. I don't want it.
Okay, well, you get the point. The stream's not letting me stream anymore, so I'll just end it here.